and today I bring you NeverWinter, one of my personal favorite RPGs. This is a pretty large game, and I decided after much debate that I would bring you the main story of the game. I'll be creating a new character. As you can see, I've already got two up there. I'll be using my favorite class. Oh yes, I'll let you guys watch the cutscene. I'll shut my mouth.
To brace yourselves for this. Well, that didn't go so badly.
Get his attention. Cleric, with me.
Rise, my children. Rise and feed upon the living.
Alright, as I was saying before I was stupid and hit the play button, I'll be as quick as I can with the character creation and customization. As I said, I'm going to be using my favorite class, the Great Weapon Wielder. If you guys want to see more classes, just let me know. I've done this more times than I'd like to admit or remember, so yeah. Surprisingly easy once you got the whole customization thing down pat. Let's see. I left. Tattoos. Yeah, let's go with that. Facial hair, none. Eyebrows. Yeah, let's look pissed. Large pupil, let's look like we're high. Give me my long hair. Okay, that's not bad, that's not bad. Okay, stupid thing. Yeah, I have done this multiple times. It's not very hard. As long as you know what you're doing, you could probably get this done in, I don't know, under 2 minutes if you're fast. I'm not very fast, as you can see, but you know, for the sake of the video, I thought I might show you guys at least some of the character customization. And don't be surprised if I don't show that nothing's new or anything, because I've gotten, well, I have not beaten the game, I've gotten very far in the game. And, so yeah, not a lot is going to surprise me. I'll show you guys as much gameplay as I can. I'll probably just get through the tutorial with this video, and, just kind of show it off. I'll be doing more eventually. I know I'm not very consistent, sorry about that. Alright, let's do this. And no, your character does not look like that in the beginning, unfortunately. NeverWinter is very stingy with its good-looking armor. Okay, this is me. This is how you start the game, basically. You're nearly butt naked. Since I'm a great weapon wielder, I start with chainmail, and I work my way up.
Press X when I saw the Draculich attack the ship, I was afraid there would be no survivors. What brings you to Neverwinter in such troubled times?
Let's say I live here.
Welcome home, I think. Not a very auspicious homecoming, is it? Neverwinter is under attack. The necromancer Belindra is assaulting the city with her undead legions. Search the wreckage along the shore for your gear. It's dangerous to go unarmed right now. When you finish, head up to the camp at the top of the hill. They've got a nice warm fire up there. You'll feel better once you've dried out.
Thank you, Private Wilfred.
Quest path leads to your next objective.
Alright. This little sparkly trail here is the waypoint, I guess you could say. Every large game has got some version of the waypoint. Grand Theft Auto had its like purple line. Plenty of games have, like Saints Row had the whole lines on the street would tell you where to go. And this has the little sparkle dust that will point you in the right direction. Oh yes, some of the controls are very wonky. Like to get to your inventory, you hit L1 and left on the D-pad. You get used to it, but at first it's a little unorthodox. Anyways, this is my favorite class right now, the Great Weapon Wielder. These guys, I like them very much just because they're brutes and they hit hard. They're pretty simple to use. I've played a lot of the other classes. I don't like a few of them. I don't like a few of them. I like a few of them. For those of you that are curious, I believe there's 6 to 7 classes. I'm not sure if they're going to be adding any more. Neverwinter's been around for a while, so I honestly doubt it.
It's good to see someone survive the attack on the ship. When you feel ready, please speak to me again. I'm afraid I need your help. Although we stopped Belindra's main force, the battle is far from over. The battlefield is crawling with mindless...
Artillery sure strike, damaging all foes in front of you.
I love the announcer for this game. He sounds so serious, like he just loves announcing this. Okay, by the way, for those of you who are also curious, this is pretty much the online version, the console-made version of the old-fashioned board game called Dungeons & Dragons, if you have ever played that. I can't say I've had the pleasure of playing it, but for those of you that have, I would like to know your experience. This is your big so far. They basically introduce you to the controls. You slowly learn to get the gist of your class. As you can see, the Great Weapon Wielder is very up close and personal. He does a lot of damage. Quite literally, in the description, it calls him an avalanche of blades and steel. That's the description for this class, and I probably fell in love with it right then and there. I mean, you can't help but fall in love with a class that lets you beat the ever-living crap out of something, no holds barred. I guess most of the classes in the game do that, but this is one of the only ones that's so just upfront with it. I mean, you have no defense. Well, you do have defense. You're a very tough class, but you have no way to actually defend yourself. Some of the other classes have shields, which they can actually hold up and block damage, but you don't. The whole point of the Great Weapon Wielder is to take as much damage as you can at the same time while dishing out twice as much. I'm not going to say I'm good at this game. There are plenty of people who hold that right. This game is extremely complex. Guilds, professions, see what else was there. I don't know, I'll show you guys all that after the tutorial and probably in the next video. And also, I know there's a lot of dialogue in this game, but you're gonna have to bear with me because a lot of the dialogue is extremely long, and I don't know about you guys, but I don't feel like listening to it. So they will put down the like right here. He's basically reading off this page. So I'll stay on it for maybe about, I don't know, 5 seconds. Allow you guys to maybe pause the video and read it if you want to. So far it's not bad. I've seen this prologue more times than I care to count. I do love this game, though. I've always loved this game. I've just recently come back into it. Okay. I ain't gonna lie, though. The secondary attack for the Great Weapon Wielder sucks. It's this charge attack. Now, you think this would be good, but it doesn't do that much damage, as you might believe. And, it takes way too long to charge. So that's why I'm just going with the regular attack right now. We should be getting a, what's it called? A new, I believe they're called encounter powers. Encounter powers are the ones, if you look in the right-hand side of that little diamond at the bottom of the screen, you'll see there's 3 locks and a hand. That's where your encounter powers go. Your encounter powers are the ones that recharge after you use them, you know? Kind of like some other games have special abilities that recharge after a set amount of time you can use it again. Okay, Makos, you're the one I saw in the cutscene. What'd you got to say? Now, I'm not going to let him say all this because I know just how long he talks.
I will answer your questions if I can. But do not
Okay.
Belindra had a Dracolich under her control.
I hope you guys don't get pissed at me for not letting him speak, but it takes forever to get through these dialogue things. I'm just happy they let you read it.
My friends and I were helping some. I don't know how Belindra got a Dracolich. Perhaps a deal with the cult of the dragon. The important thing is that we deprive her of it. When a Dracolich is
Oh yeah, by the way, this thing is the big dragon you saw in the beginning cutscene. They are called Dragoliches. Basically, these things like possess the soul of a dragon, and then big bad zombie queen can use them to her advantage. I have no idea how this one died, but that's what a Dracolich is. I'm just gonna say I killed it. Fear me. Let's see. Oh yeah, Zombie Queen's thing is just that. She's a zombie queen. She raises the undead, and I believe she's the main antagonist of the story of NeverWinter. Oh yeah, plenty of secret chests in this game. I can guarantee you that I could play this for months non-stop and still not find them all. Plenty of secrets, references to the old board game and references to modern stuff. I'll point them out if I come across them. I'm going to be doing the main story most of the time. I might do a few videos where I do some side quests. Let's see, deposit the arrows.
We must drive the wizard thank you for the help. The red wizards haven't been driven away, but this will at least force them to keep their heads down. More undead are attacking NeverWinter. They're boiling out of Castle Never and storming the sleeping dragon.
Yeah, there will be
bridge.
some times where they don't actually say what's on the screen. They'll go off on their own tangent. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sit here and listen to that. I hope you guys don't want to, because that's needless time wasted. I want to show you guys the prologue. I want to get through this so I can really get into the meat of the game and show off that. Oh yeah, by the way, I did get an encounter power. It's called Not So Fast. Basically, my character will whip a sword around the ground and it'll take out the legs of the enemies. Like so. It does not actually take them out. It depends. This entire game depends on health bars. Which I guess is better than the alternative, which is being either extremely overpowered or extremely weak.
Hello again. You're looking a good deal fiercer than when you washed up on the beach. Told you drying out by the fire would do you good. My mother always says, warm clothes.
Okay, yep. Thank you, Private. Let's go.
Thinned out the skeletons enough that we should be able to
Select the location. Travel.
Heard this dialogue well over 10 times by now, if not 20. So, once again, sorry for skipping over most of it. I'm going to be doing that for a while until I actually hear some new dialogue, possibly. Oh yes, Great Weapon Wielder's specialty is movement and damage. That's why his main thing is sprinting, like so. I'm not gonna lie, this class will kick the crap out of you, especially stuff like PvP. PvP is hell, I'm not gonna lie. That's why I don't do it, because I suck. There's no other way around that. I suck badly. On the bright side, the Not So Fast move does hit all the enemies within its radius, whether they're behind me or otherwise. So it's always helpful. Oh, gotta get out of the red zone. Whew. Oh, yeah, red zones, I forgot to say, red zones indicate a powerful attack being done by an enemy. So, should that ever appear on the ground, I either need to dodge or hope it doesn't kill me. Most of the time, it's the latter. I ain't gonna lie, this game is extremely difficult when you want it to be, especially if you're a glass cannon character like the Trickster Rogue or the Hunter, where you do a lot of damage but you can't exactly take a lot. This is another reason why I like the Great Weapon Wielder is because it's kind of the best of both worlds. He doesn't have a lot of defense, but he does have a lot of health, and that helps a lot. I'll show off the long sweep. There we go. Now, you think it looks useful now, but that's only because these are level 3 enemies. Later on, that move is about as useful. It's not useful. I'll just leave it at that. One of the main ways to heal in this game is health potions. You can see in the to the left of that glowing orange diamond in the middle. You can see I have 6 of those, and I have slots from different potions. You can also see in that little corner there the blue guy running. That is my sprint meter. Oh god. Yeah, sprint will definitely help you dodge attacks, which is most of the time a lot better than, can say, the Guardian Fighter or the Paladin. These two classes both use shields. Instead of sprinting, you put your shield up, which you think would be good, but it just negates damage. It doesn't block damage entirely. Hey, that's my friend, you douche. That was on the queen, by the way. No, she is not a hot blonde. Sorry to disappoint you guys. Oh yes, finally time to explain that big orange diamond in the middle. That is what's called your daily power. These things recharge from attacking enemies. And when you do, you hit L1 and the specified button, and you do a powerful move. The first one you get for the Great Weapon Wielder is this move, it's a spinning move basically, I can't remember the name of it. But you cast it and then you spin around for a few seconds. It's a very good AoE. It's not really good against single enemies like I'm fighting here, but I'll use it for your entertainment here. So yeah, that's basically all it does. It does a lot of damage now, but when you get into the later levels and you start actually leveling up, it will definitely come in handy. I ain't gonna lie, there's gonna be a lot of monotonous stuff in this game. I will be running around most of the time. There's not exactly a fast travel system in this game, except to go between levels, pretty much. Let's see, go to inventory. Oh yes, these right here are called scrolls of identification. You use these to identify unknown pieces of equipment, like these boots, which I'm going to equip. Now if I could just find some pants, that'd be perfect.
Sorry, should have been more cautious. But when I thought of all my friends who died because of her...
First time I saw this was actually very sad. I kind of liked Private Wilfred. He was an underdeveloped character in my opinion.
Time to time. You have to stop her. Lord NeverWinter is no saint, but he's better than the alternative. If NeverWinter fails here, Valindra will rule NeverWinter. Find Sergeant Knox.
Also, I always kind of thought if you look at his gloved hands, you can actually see his fingernails like they are part of the glove. I always thought that was kind of funny. I am sorry, Wilfred, for ruining your tender moment, but I've seen you die about 80 times, so... My character hasn't. This is the first time this character has seen him dying, so you can imagine he's pretty pissed off. And title screen. Probably one of the better title screens I've seen for a game. At least for an RPG. I don't know about any other games. This is where we will enter the hub world called the Protector's Enclave. Not sure if that's an actual word, enclave. I'm sure it is, and I'm just stupid, but... Yeah, I'll explain stuff as it comes along. I'm not going to go too in-depth until we actually get into the game.
Greetings, adventurer. I am Sergeant Knox. This city owes you a debt of gratitude. Please, follow me.
My character's like so.
Many of the citizens here wish to thank you personally.
And if you guys notice, Sergeant Knox is the guy, the big black guy with the axe that you saw fighting in the cutscene. He's pretty much the one that you come to whenever a mission needs done. For the main quest mostly, there's a lot of other people that will give you different missions depending on which world you're in. A lot of the times the missions will send you kind of like on a goose chase. You'll be doing a lot of filler sometimes. The XP is worth it, but it does get a little monotonous, so I hope you guys will bear with me on this.
Hello, adventurer. I heard about what happened on the bridge. You stopped the Harbinger.
You know, I'd love to talk with you more, bro,
Knox asked me to
but
set you up with
this is
some
the only
clothes
time
to
I ever
replace
talk
those
with you
lost.
in-game, so... Goodbye. Okay, go ahead and equip those. This is about all you get beginning with the inventory. Sorry about the tips there. They kind of get in the way. This is your inventory. This is all you get at first. It's not honestly that bad considering just how little equipment you start with. It will have as you go along, it will fill up. So expect to see this full by maybe the 3rd episode, if I can help it. I try very hard to manage my inventory, because when you find a good piece of gear and you can't pick it up and you don't want to get rid of anything else, it's like Skyrim, but like 10 times worse, because you don't drop it, you have to discard it, and when you discard something from your inventory, it's deleted from the game forever. So it's a pain, but I can understand why the devs did that. New greatsword, equip. Nothing different from the last one. We will get some different looking great swords. Each one comes with its own stats.
Protector's Enclave needs your help.
I know it does. You're standing here in a box. What are you doing?
They've gotten a report about some disturbances in the vaults beneath the Hall of Justice. The guards are spread
Right.
thin after the last attack.
So here we have the theft of the crown.
So I'd like to ask
Oh yeah,
you to look into it.
might as well show off a little bit of the hub world before I go on.
They'll let you into the vault.
Got NeverWinter guards everywhere. These guys will always have better looking armor. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't gotten far enough to get some cool armor, but what I do know is that these guys always were mocking me because they always looked better. Oh yes, Lord NeverWinter. And yes, I'm pronouncing that right. It's I don't know. This guy is just kind of a douche. He's one of them noble types. Not like noble like stand fast and I'll be honorable, you know. It's noble like politician noble. He's basically a politician. And when you get close to him during the beginning of the game, the guards won't let you. Yeah, it's not exactly great. I don't like talking to him, I never have. But anyways, theft of the crown. Now, I'm going to explain to you the faction called the Nashers. The Nashers are, they think they're the rightful patrons to NeverWinter. They think that their leader should be on the throne and not NeverEmber. To be honest, I don't want NeverEmber on there either, but he's better than their leader, so... I don't know why they're called Nashers. I think somebody came up with it on a dare. Nashers are pretty prominent though. I'll give them that. These are who you're fighting for the main part, for the first part of the game mainly. God, that move takes so long to cast. Ugh. I hate using it, but I got to because it does a decent amount of damage at least. Unfortunately, it doesn't do much until you charge it all the way. And charging that move takes about 3 seconds, and during that 3 seconds you can get obliterated. I know this from experience. So I'm going to be getting rid of that move as soon as possible. Oh yes, the kit system in this game. Okay, so this game has what's called a kit system, at least I call it that. Basically, like right here, it says requires thievery, skill, or kit. Each class comes with a specific skill. Mine is a dungeoneering skill. This requires a thievery skill, but you can, which belongs to the trickster rogue. But you can find kits. Kits allow you to do things that your class normally couldn't. For example, thievery. If I had a thievery kit, I would be able to open that, but I do not. On the bright side though, a dungeoneering skill is very useful for opening secret doors and the like. Full charge, take them out. See, this is where it becomes basically useless, when all the enemies are spread out. When the enemies are all spread out, it's basically useless to charge that thing in the first place. I don't know what I have against that move, I just hate it. Okay, here we go, we got kits. We got a nature kit and a dungeoneering kit. I'm not going to take the dungeoneering kits because I have the skill. I'm going to take the nature kits. Clothes. Alright, this is what a kit does. Basically, you find these special little things and use a kit on it. and then you get profession supplies. I'll explain what professions are probably in a later video because that's a long conversation that I'm not ready to have yet. Oh yeah, these guys. I never liked enforcers. If you're a guardian fighter or paladin, which both use a shield, and you go up against one of these guys, they always seem to have better moves than you. Like the shield bash, for example, will always knock you back. The fighter has a shield bash, but the shield bash does absolute jack. Got the chest. Yes, give me those. Arcana kit, I'll take that. Means I can do, when I find an Arcana station, I can use that. Same thing with the thievery. I ain't dying today, sorry. Yeah, for the rebellion, shut up. I'm not sure on the full story behind the Nashers. They're more than likely thieves and bandits. But they are a pretty big thorn in NeverWinter's side. They don't like the leader of NeverWinter right now at all. And once again, red spots, avoid them at all, most of the time at all costs. And yes, I know I have health potions, and I know I'm not using them, but I love to frickin' save these things because you never know. There's plenty of bosses that could use that way more, so I try to go as far as I can without dying. Probably find a campfire to heal by. Alright, stay here, I'll stop them. Still think that's kind of stupid. Oh, what was that noise? Send one guy down there to investigate it. That one guy always dies. At least he's not dead, I suppose. Let's see. Secret panel. Ah, here we go. I know you probably shouldn't, because I should be sprinting more as well, but it drains really fast, and it's just, I don't know. I'd rather go for longer periods than bursts. That's why I mainly use it for dodging. Plus, I don't like to run and then end up having to fight somebody and I can't dodge. It does regenerate, but slowly, and most of the time you're dodging attacks that are a lot faster than you can regenerate stamina. Okay, here's another thievery kit. Can't use that, so I'm just gonna die. By the way, these little things right here, these are just... Well, most of the time in later levels you'll find equipment in these. But right now these are just sellable items that have no actual value when it comes to combat or looks. Ah yes, here we go. Our first damsel in distress. Don't you love the smell of rotten flesh in the morning? Because I sure as hell don't. Okay. By the way, if you see the names, Decrepit Skeleton, it's got the category skeleton above it. That's the type of enemy. Well, that's the type of enemy, and that's the category. Decrepit Skeleton, skeleton. Here we got soldier skeleton, archer skeleton, and the like. Okay, yep. This is where the daily power comes in handy. Especially that one. AoEs are amazing in this game when it comes to fighting the enemies.
Oh, wait. Are you?
And for those of you that are wondering, her name is Ciabella Artis. I'm gonna pronounce most of this stuff for you because I do know it.
Oh, quite. I have trouble at times being sure.
She talks a lot as well, so excuse my talking over her, but I'm not gonna wait around to listen to all this.
Yes, my visions show your actions will have a
Okay.
great impact on the future
Read
of
that.
Neverwinter
Scroll down.
and the entire Sword Coast. I am
Read
here
that.
both to
Alright.
assist you and be assisted
She's
by
actually
you.
part of an important quest that we'll get later.
No
I ain't gonna
details
spoil
now.
much for you guys, but
I've delayed you
I'll
long
spoil
enough.
the least
You have
amount
important
possible.
things to do. Besides, I have to do some more research.
I mean, it's not like you guys can't just go and get this game on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I mean, I would recommend it. It's a great game in my opinion. But if it's not your type, then I don't blame you. Not many people like the whole fantasy D&D thing. Oh yeah. These things are currently... Well, why I'm fighting them is because they're guarding the tombs. The Nashers broke into the tombs trying to steal the crown. So we're trying to prevent that. And that means we gotta fight through the Guardians. I don't know how the Nashers got through the Guardians, probably by dumb luck. All I know is they left me to clean up their mess, and I've never been happy about it. Yeah, that's it. Come here. I always thought this was kind of funny. You can't hit this guy unless you actually jump in the coffin with him. So, if you guys are ever getting stuck on that and he actually kills you, I'm just saying, don't be stupid. Just jump up there and get him. Oh yeah, by the way, jumping is L1 and X, if you can believe that. I can understand, since this was originally a PC game, that there's a lot of buttons to be mapped, but they couldn't make the jump button one button. Like, come on. I guess I should be happy they only made it 2. I know a few other games that were originally on PC that came on the console. Sometimes they would have 3 buttons to do one thing, and it's just time consuming and annoying, especially if you need to get it done fast. Those are profession materials for those of you wondering why I'm stopping and using the kits. Professions, basically professions, you level up a certain character, a weaponsmith, a platesmith, leatherworking, magical crafting, stuff like that. You level those guys up, and then later on they'll be able to make stuff for you like armor, weapons, enchantments, and stuff like that. Once again, do let me know if you guys want to see some more classes. I will warn you though that if I do start a new class, you'll be seeing most of the same missions as you'll be seeing with this, because the story doesn't exactly change much aside from a few side missions that you get specific to your class and whatever race you chose. I'm a half-elf, and I haven't actually seen any specific side quest for a half-elf.
Guardian is waking up.
Spooky, scary skeletons. I'm sorry, that was out of line. My bad. Been looking at too many memes lately. Guardian of the Nine. Can we trade names? Yours is better. Oh, red zone. You see what I mean about the sprint? Sprint is handy. I'll take that hit. As you can see, as I attack this dude, my little meter diamond down there fills up. And, oh god. He almost got me on that one. Okay. It's time to end it on a big one. Home run.
You're too late. The crown belongs to the Nashers.
They could not have made that woman's voice more gruff. They were trying way too hard on that. A belt. Yay. Can I get some frickin' pants? Seriously. I don't know why this game is stingy with its pants. It just is. I know it looks like I'm wearing pants, but that's actually the entire under thing. When I'm not wearing armor, that's what I'm in. You guys saw it in the beginning. Alright, I gotta go back to the Enclave and report to Nox. Because the crown has been stolen. Sound the alarm. Tell the people to run around in circles panicking. Oh yeah, I just remembered, for those of you that have actually played RPG MMOs, if you're curious if this game has emotes, it does. You go to this menu here, go to emotes. It's got plenty. You got admire, AFK, and you got some of the stupid ones like air guitar, which I could basically just stand in the throne room and do. No reason for the fact that a guitar does not exist yet. Also excuse the fact that my sword is so large that it's going through my leg. Oh, somebody's watching. You enjoying the show? Oh yes, I have to show this. We can do the MJ. That is amazing. I never actually knew how to dance the zombie from Michael Jackson until I saw that. Also, I haven't been able to do this with anybody yet, but I want to know if you can actually fist bump. Okay, let's flip a coin. What do we do next? Crap, I'm doing the dishes. Yeah, there's plenty of emotes. I could show those off later. Right now, we gotta return to Nox. God, what am I doing? I can sprint. God. There will be a lot of me sprinting around because the game is very spaced out. Very. Not the fact that it has a big map, but it's got a lot of different levels that you could go to. And each one of these has its own map, and they're all fairly large. Not, I don't know, Grand Theft Auto 5 large, but just big enough to make going between missions a little bit of a hassle.
Got away with the crown of NeverWinter.
Level 5. Oh yes, okay. Well, first off, I'm going to go to this. This is the, I guess you could call it the post office, pretty much. Go in here and see what messages you got. I've got one from the devs. They're going to give me a starter pack, pretty much. Okay, here you go, open that. You get these. You'll get identification scrolls, and you also get party poppers. No joke, watch. Here, I'll show it without the menu to get the full effect. Ah, sorry. And you got this. This is actually very cool to me. You can actually dye your armor and even your weapon different colors. I won't be doing that for the most part because normally I don't get the colors that I actually like. Oh yes, and this thing right here. This thing will stick with you the entire game until you're level 70, I believe. And by then, you'll be tired of it. Basically takes up a spot in your inventory, and you get to open it every 5 or 6 levels. So like right now I can open it because I'm level 5. You get these. I'll explain injury kits in a while. Actually, there we go. And yes, I'm very OCD when it comes to my frickin' inventory. I don't like holes. Anyways, got a whole bunch of random side missions here that I'll just get out of the way.
Greetings.
If you honestly want me to go through the dialogue of a few of these, I'll do that. But I'm not going to be doing it in this video. I'm mainly showing off the beginning of the game. Alright, goodbye. This guy I hate. I've done this 1,000 times. Basically, all he wants you to do is find these things. Basically, it gives you an overhead view of the world. Pretty cool. I mean, it's great and all, but, you know, it's just an overview of the world. It's like, what did Grand Theft Auto have? That one, that cinematic mode when you were driving a car and it was like the camera was on the side of the car and you could see the wheel. And it looked really cool, but you ended up hitting a wall or something because you couldn't see what the frick was in front of you. Oh yes. By the way, I just got to level 5. That means I can go to the powers menu. Powers use skill points in order to get more powers or upgrade your current powers. Okay, here I'm gonna get Restoring Strike. This is probably the Great Weapon Wielder's best friend. It's basically a underhand strike, like so. And when you hit an enemy with that, you actually steal a portion of that enemy's health and add it to your own. It's very helpful. You know, it saved my life on more than one occasion. Oh yes, by the way, devs, wonderful, freaking wonderful that we have to pay $70 to get the Dragonborn race. You can actually be one of these guys, but you have to pay $70 to get the pack, which is a little ridiculous. Nobody's happy about that as far as I know. Me personally, I wouldn't want to be a Dragonborn, but it would have been cool to have the option. Thanks, devs. Alright, find this last stupid Skyring orb. Go around here, come down, and I know it's monotonous. Don't get on to me, guys. But I don't have a choice. I don't have an editing software, so I can't edit these videos. And God. Now, when I do get a horse, you can't actually get mounts in this game. There are various different mounts. And, you know, it's a lot faster with mounts.
So there's an original hardwood floor under here. Great.
Hang on. Got to adjust something in the real world here. Sorry about that. Let's see. Is the last Skyring orbs up here? I'll never get over just how monotonous this is. The only reason I'm doing this now is to get the XP, because I want to show off most of the beginning moves before I end the stream. Yeah, we got plenty of NPCs, of course. Why not? For some reason, this place has been sectioned off from the rest of the hub world. No, I'm not exactly sure why. I'm sure it'll make sense later if I actually end up going all the way with this series. I know that I have to keep posting Onigiri and the occasional Destiny, but you know, I'm very inconsistent. You know, I post when I want to post. I don't know what to tell you guys. Maybe after a while I'll start getting more consistent, but not right now. I'm kind of going at my own pace, so don't chew my head off, for the love of God. Alright, so we're going to the ruined tunnels to find Honor. If you guys don't know who Honor is, Honor was that gruff voice girl you saw steal the crown just about 5 minutes ago. And I know you guys are going to ask questions, but I will explain everything as it comes up. Just let me explain it. Okay, don't bombard me. Oh yeah, another good thing about restoring strike, it's also most of the time a one-hit kill, which is extremely helpful in certain situations. Yes, here we go. Nope, still sellables. When we actually start getting into the places where we get pretty much equipment every other enemy killed, you'll understand what I mean about a full frickin' inventory. It's not fun. It really isn't, especially with the discard feature. Again, it's not really like, even if you could drop it, there's not really a lot of ways for you to pick it back up. I doubt it'll stay there, because most of the time when you get... Well, I suppose it would, but it would disappear after a set amount of time. And it is extremely annoying, especially when you're trying to manage it. This game doesn't really give you a way to store anything, so you kind of have to carry everything on your back. I know it sounds like I'm giving the game a lot of crap, but I love this game to death. Don't ever get me wrong on that. Yeah. We're going to be seeing a lot of hexers in this game. A lot of hexers. These guys are kind of the main... They're the uber villain, I guess you could say. They're the magic types. These guys will do one of two things. They'll either shoot you with a fireball. Well, one of three things. Shoot you with a fireball, call down like this little fire area of effect that you see most of the time. And then when you get close to them, they'll do this knockback attack that you can easily get out of. They're not exactly difficult, but they're annoying if they're in groups. I do like how in-depth this game is. It gives most of the main villains, like even their last names, on array. It's actually pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Like, you'll see how in-depth this game is after a while. The devs really took it seriously, which I'm happy about. Alright, Dungeoneering Kit, don't need, I have the skill. Like right here. This is a secret door. You can use the Dungeoneering skill to open, or a kit if you're not a great weapon fighter. Yeah, take everything. I need every single bit of that. Alright. What we got here? Oh yeah, the letter. I might read a few of these for you guys. Honor, that adventurer saw us in the vault. We can't stay in the Enclave. I'm going to sell off my share, and then I'm headed to Black Lake. We should be safe with Karzov and his Nashers. Gothwain. Yeah, apparently Gothwain took the crown, as far as I know, because it obviously wasn't here with Honor. And yes, you guys, there is a bit of profit from having a full inventory. You can actually sell most of the items in it. It's pretty helpful if you need money or if you just need to clear up space, which is most of the time. You also need to decide what you're going for. I like to level out my entire character, because there's plenty of stats that your character needs in order to get along with this game. Hit points, maximum amount of damage, maximum amount of healing. Then there's other stuff like defense, movement. It's a whole bunch. I'll explain as much as I can along the way. Right now you can only have, as far as I know, 3 characters in this game, and if you pay money you can have up to 50, which is a little extreme, but I can see the concept. Like, for example, if you're coming back to the game like I am, you need to relearn the controls, which I do.
Protectors Enclave. Gotham went to Black Lake. That explains a lot. If Gotham's going
Okay,
to
we're
Black
hot
Lake
on the
District,
trail of the
that's going to
crown.
be trouble. Black Lake District.
We gotta go to the Black Lake District, and this is where things get large, per se. Basically, you go to one of, I believe, 3 different large doors in the Enclave, and from there you go to different levels in the world. It's a good concept. I mean, I can't say I was expecting a gigantic map. I'm actually pretty happy that they spaced it out in the levels, because that means they can make it that much bigger. Again, for you guys that don't know, level 70 is the highest you can get, as this guy is. Let's see. Now this is the travel. Look at all the different levels. It's insane. And all these are special levels that you can only get through certain days. Well, not days, I mean places and levels. It's nuts just how many different, just places you can go to, and each one's got its own set of enemies. Most of the time. Some of them are a little repetitive, like Ebon Downs and the Never Death Graveyard both contain mainly zombies. And that can get a little monotonous, but I do respect the amount of effort that they put into this game. And yes, since I don't know how to edit, you will be seeing every loading screen. Unfortunately. Don't get mad at me. First time YouTuber here. Not first time, but you know what I mean.
I am Hothadon Falwen.
Now remember, you can pause the videos and read these. I'm not going to read these, at least not most of the time. If you guys complain about it, then I'll read a few of them, or I'll just let them talk, whichever one you guys want. Oh yes, here we go. You can find random stores like these, hit a bumper, and you can get rid of the stuff you don't need. Get rid of that. Yeah. And which I also thought was really convenient. You go to your inventory, click R3, and it sorts it for you. I don't know what the sorting is based on, but it's handy, especially if you're OCD like me. We also got these side missions, like this poor old woman here who doesn't look all that old at all.
Claim to be revolutionaries, but they're just another street gang. They steal from the poor, claiming it's
It really does sound like that whoever voiced her was trying way too hard to sound like an old crone. Now these guys, when you come to a new level, these guys are always going to be at least 1 level higher than you. They're always. Yeah, okay, by the way, red ones, red equipment, cannot be used by your class at all. So don't even bother picking it up. The only thing they're good for is being sold, and sometimes not even that. Because they just take up inventory space, and it's annoying. Hey, by the way, my objectives are in the top right there. Seeking a suspect, preying on the poor, and the like. Okay, I'm gonna say this now. You have no idea how excited I would be if I could actually get a costume that made me look like a fully armored centurion. Because that's my namesake. They got one in For Honor. They got one in Rise, Son of Rome. I was very happy about that. I am going to get as far as I can on short notice. I normally don't have a lot of time to be making videos, but I'll try my best. It's not easy, especially when you're being a first-time YouTuber and you know you get a life. Not that I'm saying that other YouTubers don't have lives, it's just I gotta do tons of other things, and I won't always be able to stream, and sometimes I'll just be lazy even when I do have time. So don't press me. Okay, more useless equipment, check. Alright, now you've seen right now. They want me to return to the people who got to the mission. And you think they wouldn't be that far. But considering in other worlds where you gotta go through enemies, and that's only if you're not miles away from the person that gave you the mission, it's kind of ridiculous. I honestly felt like they should have had a fast travel system in this game. I guess you could say that the fast travel system in this game is the big doors that you can go to in the Enclave. That doesn't make it any less annoying. I mean, it just takes you to other worlds. Once again, giving the game a lot of crap, but I love it to death.
Stock up on potions before you enter Blacklake.
There we go, level 6. Very happy about that. The faster you can progress the faster you can get experience points, the better.
We aren't the only ones.
Because these guys are ruthless when it comes to experience points. You have to be pretty freaking precise. The more side missions you can do, the better. That's all I can say.
So if you can rescue him, he will likely tell us everything he knows.
I am going... Well, of course I'm doing a walkthrough. Spoiler alert, if you guys don't want to see the story, you can go play the game yourself. It's not expensive at all, so go ahead and give it a try. If it's not your cup of tea, that's fine. I'm mainly just trying to get the word out about the game. I know there's already millions of people playing, but it's a great game. And I kind of feel like sometimes it's underrated, even by people who don't like fantasy. Oh, yeah, and you see that screen in the top there? It's called lore. Occasionally you'll pick up lore from interacting with objects or just walking around an area. It'll tell you about, for example, what I'm fighting here, which it's a gang called the Dead Rats. You guys know werewolves, there's basically the same thing, but instead of wolves, it's rats. It's a little odd. But I believe these guys are traditional D&D characters, so I'm not going to say too much on that. Alright, here we go. Now we've got some actual equipment. Storing belt. I'll take that. What does it do? No. What do you do? Ah, I need level 7. Okay. Yes, there is outranked equipment, unfortunately. It's not fun finding a good piece of equipment and finding out that you have to level up twice before you can actually wear it. And by then, most of the time, it's not even worth it. At the most, I would keep it to sell. But other than that, just scrap it.
Get the scroll of identification.
Yes, I know game. I know what it does.
Select an unidentified object and choose.
But I keep the tips on for you guys. So, go ahead and read those if you want. You can actually turn those off, but I won't for the sake of the game. Oh yes, I can use my Arcana kit. Open it up here. Okay, now here's where things get tricky. Because even though I'm in a sewer, this is considered a dungeon in the game. Now dungeons have a lot of things that you hate. Like for example, you see these little holes in the wall right here, to my right. If I were to go through those two pillars right there, they would shoot me with arrows and injure me. Injuries are things that you have to go to a campfire to heal. And it's annoying, but I can see why they did it. It keeps you on your toes when you're in a dungeon, which can sometimes keep you from dying. I would know. I've ran into enough traps to figure out why they put them there. And there is certain upgrades you can get, like to reduce the recharge time on your powers, for example. Like most of them take anywhere from 10 to, I don't know, 12 seconds at most, as far as I've seen. I don't know if there's powers that do more if I just didn't pay attention. It's probably the latter. Okay, I can't use either of those. Keep going. Alright, game, you've beaten me. I'll use one. There we go. And of course there's a campfire right there. You think playing this game so many times I would know where the campfires are, but no, I'm just retarded. Let's see if I remember right, we should be exiting the dungeon here in a minute. Yeah, this is it, okay. Boss time. I never thought there'd be a stereotypical name for a were-rat. But flea bottom? Come on. It's like calling an elephant grayskin. It's just... Come on, devs. You have to be more creative than this. Oh, nope, get out of there. I know it looks like I'm taking a lot of damage, but if I were another character, my health would probably already be in the red. I know there's been a lot of explaining in this portion of the game, but that's what I need to do in the beginning, otherwise you probably have no idea what the hell's going on. And me personally, I don't like being kept in the dark, so I'll try to explain as much as I can without spoiling too much. So I'm going to warn you guys right now, there will be a lot of spoilers. I mean, obviously, walkthrough, as I said before, but still, I want to warn you. Alright, here we got Gothwain, the one who wrote the note that we found in that satchel of honors. Yep, give me all those. And that's what I was talking about. That was a trap, alright? Occasionally you'll step on those and you'll suffer a minor injury. Minor injuries don't go away and they inhibit you. Like for example, I just got hit in the arms, so naturally my attacking is slower. Same thing if you got hit in the legs, you would walk around slower. And if you were to be hit in the body, then you would take less hit points to kill. So basically it makes you weaker, stuff like that.
I helped to steal the crown at NeverWinter. I was a loyal Nasher, but after Karzov left me to die down here, I don't know him anything. I'll tell you what, Karzov is now, and
Okay, yep, using one. Okay, I'm gonna go to my thing here. Yes, please. Yes, please. Okay, yeah. I don't understand why the game does this. It's a level locked, but the one I got at a lower level is better. You'll see that a lot. That's not an exaggeration at all. There's a lot of that going on in this game. But then again, if the stuff you had before is better, that just means you don't have to take the hassle of changing it.
I've been keeping Sergeant Knox. Gothwin told us everything. Now we know where Karzov is hiding, and where the crown is. Watch your step in this district. Black Lake is home only. According to Gothwin's information, Karzov is hiding in a safe house nearby, while the crown is hidden in
Oh yes, the Fargos.
Meet with Private Zoe Fargo. She's keeping watch over the
Or not
safe house
Fargo,
where
sorry.
Karzov is hiding.
I know it said Fargo on screen, but there's a huge family, or I guess you could call it a clan of people in Neverwinter called the Yargos. Yeah, I don't get the name either. But anyways, I'm going to end the stream here, you guys. with my cozy little campfire. Yeah, that's the main beginning of NeverWinter. I'm gonna leave it before we actually go hunt down Karzov, the one who wanted the crown. Yeah, I'll leave you guys to it. See you. I'll be seeing you guys next time. Well, I'm being stupid again. Sorry. Anyways, I'll be seeing you guys later.